Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Measure 2019 Women's Tour episode number 4. We're at the Tour of the Gila US race, and it's our first time trial. So, kind of the first chance to look. The good news is that all 6 riders are on a fitness peak currently. But that doesn't mean we're going to do well. But we'll see what we can do and kind of measure just how much work this team still has. So Brookshire sets off first, just a +1 for her race day condition, giving us a 60 on the time trial, which is certainly not a favorable condition. Also, you might hear that the wind is just howling right now. So big winds. It's a tailwind on the back half of the course, as this is an out and back. You could see the split roadway here and the riders coming back at us. So it's going to be really hard to kind of judge and measure how much energy is needed. Though once you kind of get over that 3/4 point where that last little climb is, it's mostly downhill descent from there. So you really aren't going to need much energy at that point. But we're going to try a 73 with Brookshire and see where we end up. I can see she is definitely gaining on the rider in front of her, so it's already a good sign. Quick little downhill here. It's not going to be much of a tuck. It saves you just a little bit of energy before you resume. Meanwhile, Klaus is going to get started here in just a moment. And so far, that 73 actually looks pretty good. We'll try a 74 with Klaus. Klaus, a 61 for the time trial. Hitting that halfway point here in just a moment. And we start to come back, 12.5K to go. Definitely at a deficit for Brookshire, but like I said, that last quarter is all downhill. So if you still have that little bit of energy left, you should be pretty well off. Brookshire doing that last short, steep climb. And here is Youngworth ready to set off. I think that 73 or 74 is going to be pretty spot on. Just a 59 on the time trial for Youngworth. And Brookshire nearly out of energy, but does make it over the top. Not much left, though. And we'll see if there's any pedaling left to do before the finish line. If I remember this course correctly, it's the last maybe 50 meters, 100 meters. Out of energy now, and 10th place. But didn't need it, just cruise right in, meaning she could actually be out of energy already and still aero tuck the rest of the way in, so you can use it up the whole way. So the 74 might be a possibility. Youngworth, we're going to go ahead and step that up a little bit. Klaus hitting the halfway point. Be nice if there was a checkpoint there. Schmid ready to set off. A 56 on the time trial. We're going to set that at a 73. Klaus is going to run out of energy before the top of the climb, it looks like. Oof. Yeah, just before. And well before the aero tuck begins. So Klaus lost a little time there. So 73 does seem a little more appropriate than 74. Or at least some sort of combination. Here is Youngworth, who's been on a combination of 73, 74. Also, yeah, running out of energy just a little bit early here, just before the aero tuck. So I think we need to stick to a 73. Sykes just a 75 overall. Youngworth bringing it on home. Final 2K. Final kilometer. 37, 547 behind. So Brookshire has done the best so far. Schmid halfway. Here's Schmid and Sykes crossing over. Alright, at the top of that climb, Schmid's already out of energy well before the top, so that lower time trial rating having a bit of an effect, even out of 73, not making it. 641 down. We are well towards the back, which makes perfect sense because our team is so fantastic. Sykes is going to just make it over the top. There you go. Good. So Sykes, it worked out. Out of 73, though, we get passed here by Luano. Downhill rating was only a 56 for Sykes, so nobody's put in a good time so far. Brookshire in 20th still at 3:14 is at least tolerable, but here's something to be excited by. Hardin, a 64 on the time trial. A little bit better climber, much better downhill. Today it's a 70 for Hardin. Could Hardin crack the top 10? So we're going to try this 74, but we'll keep an eye out. That downhill was really good. She didn't waste any energy through there. I think this is where I need to go, a 73 or even a 72. We don't want to burn all this energy. Save a little bit for this climb. There we go. Back up to that 73, 74, getting over the top, 75, and there's the tuck. Kind of time will it be for Hardin, who sits in 16th overall, 34th, 3:11 down, 3 seconds better than Brookshire, but that's all we managed. Tara Whitten just went on top. She's one of the top 3 favorites. Top 3 really stand out. This is not Mariana Voss. Top 12, top 11. Ninth place now, Gutierrez. They're all putting in much better time than I've managed, so we are going to drop down the order quite a bit. Here's Chloe Dygert, the favorite. She should have an excellent time here. She's coming from 4th place. Yeah, a minute and a half clear. And there's Voss. And Voss comes in 2nd place, 21 seconds behind Dygert. That is as obvious as it's going to get, that Chloe Dygert is going to win the time trial. Voss is going to take 2nd. Whitten takes 3rd. Those 3 are considerably better than everyone else in the field in the discipline. And no surprise that there are huge gaps there. So Voss in the race lead. Dygert is 2nd, just 19 seconds behind. Whitten is 3rd. And then from there, gaps open up wide, and we'll see how far down we slipped. We were 16th. How bad is it now? Oh, 37th? That was worse than our position, isn't it? Apparently not. All the way down to 37th. So, a GC race, that's all we can manage. and honestly, that doesn't surprise me. Like I said, this is going to be a rough first season because we literally are the bottom of the heap. You can't get any lower than we are. So, what do you expect? Stage 4, sprint stage. We don't even have sprinters. We'll bypass that. Voss wins it. And stage 5. Oof. Interesting stage. 161 kilometers as well, with 3 significant climbs. Let's go ahead and do this one. We'll jump in either right before the Category 2 or right before the Category 1, depending on how things are going. I think by here we'll be down to just 1 or 2 riders We might still have a full team at that point. Maybe. Maybe not. Getting a rain-snow mix here, even down in the valley. We're about to hit that penultimate climb, though technically there's a climb right at the end of the stage, but as for bigger climbs, Klaus out the back, Sykes out the back, Schmid was out the back, but it was the last group that had been dropped on the previous climb. Schmid remade contact, but never recovered energy, so you can see Schmid is already out again. So we've got Hardin, Brookshire, Youngworth. Youngworth won't last much longer, but we're going to try to get a little bit out of her on this one. Peloton is shrinking quite quickly. 5 riders in the break, not far ahead. They've never been given much of a leash in this one. And Brookshire is going to be taking over protection duties here very, very soon. Good condition for Hardin and Brookshire, so it's going to give them a chance. But here goes Youngworth now out the back, and we're down to just 30 riders in the peloton. 27 making contact here. Hardin slipping towards the back. We need to speed up a little bit, otherwise we're going to get dropped here, and it's already looking like we might be. Accelerate over the top a little bit. Come on, Hardin and Brookshire. Can we get back on? I don't think we can. That's 16 riders at the front, then 2 more, and we're in, there we go, 18 at the front. We're in a group of 5 chasing. Go ahead and use Brookshire's gel now. It'll kick on kind of at the base, but then we're going to be riding solo just after that.
Our rider has a flat tire. Let's hope he is helped out quickly.
All right. Pacing, Hardin, an 85. Definitely a better mountain rating than Hills rating, so we don't really want to go faster than that. But here goes Brookshire dropping, and we're going to use RGL as well as Hardin. I think this is going to be the race right here. We're already down to just 3 in this chase group. Make that 2 in this chase group. Still 6K to go, so we're going a little too hard, even though we are making some progress. Gel kicks in. 14 at the front. And we're going to have to back off a bit as we've run out of energy. Come on. Let's recover a little bit. Just 14 riders in front. This is progress. This is progress, but I'm not getting any red bar back at this point. As we approach the top, we're so close to being in the group. Yeah, there you go. Okay. A little bit of recovery. Can we at least make contact here with Fisher? Wow, we're almost into the group, and we've got a long descent here. She's a decent descenter. We might remake contact. Gotta try to manage our pace, though.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
2 minutes back now. That group has pulled away from us. Finally, we're about to see a little bit of yellow bar. Yeah, just a little bit. And we go into the final climb. 3K to go. $2K to go. I think we can handle a little more pace here, maybe a 70. We're catching Fisher. Coming up, final K. Voss wins. There's the finish. We passed Fisher. Oops. Try to accelerate. Didn't work. Hey, we finished 14th. That, all things considered, is pretty dang good. It's going to move us up the standings quite a bit. Not put us in a strong position, though. Brookshire takes 27th, Youngworth 51st. And we didn't finish last.
Just in case you missed them, here are the race highlights.
Voss wins. Solo ride at the end. Pulls away from everybody else. They even get the double. So we finished 3:18 behind, but again, 14th place. And we did get past Heather Fisher there, which, from the looks of that, Heather Fisher would be a huge upgrade on what we have. So pulling off what we did, considering how far below her level we are, and we just missed keeping contact with the main group. Brought us all the way back up to 18th. One of just really a handful of riders that stayed within the 10-minute gap mark. Daggert does hang on to second after finishing 12th on the stage, though she lost a bit of time there. Witten keeps third. And our first real stage race ends up us 10th on the team classification, so kind of right in the middle of the pack. All things considered, that's about as good as we can really hope for throughout this season. Tour of Arava is up next. It's got a little climb at the end. What kind of an objective is it? Is it small? It's 2 stars. It's 2 stars. All right, so I'll go ahead and jump in. We'll do that one, but straight to the end. Top 10 is the objective, and it's going to be pretty difficult, but that's not much of a climb. So hopefully, maybe, just maybe, 100K. Might be able to.
Very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
There were 7 riders off the front. Their gap was getting very small. 2 more just attacked, bringing the break up to 9. But we make contact with the group as we go up the biggest climb of the day. You can see big, steep switchbacks here. I mean, we're at 18% right now. This is going to demolish my team. Just a few riders out the back of the peloton so far, and we're still near the front. But we're going to start to see quite a few riders fade quick, like Sykes just went out the back. Regains contact for now, but Schmid also done, and well before the top. They will lose contact officially. And we see a little split, but I'm hoping that these 56 will come back together. And they do. So there you go. 55.
This is the last third of the race. The team leaders have their minds
Ooh, Brookshire just got dropped. Regains contact. There you go. 49 in the group. 6 right behind. So I do think those 55 will end up riding together eventually. And they do for now. So Brookshire, you're going to protect. And McPherson +3 on the race day condition. Really making a strong push for a roll today. Alright, so we're coming up on that final climb. No breakaway, just 56 riders in the peloton, and gaps are opening behind us. So we're too quick for anyone else to catch. So this is it now, with 12K to go. The final climb is not that steep. 5.5K, 9.6 is the max. It's just 3.5 average on the gradient. Let's bring it on down as we get started, but already we're seeing a big acceleration. What I need to do here is run this thing as a team. Brookshire, go ahead and use your gel. And you're going to pace for us.
You see that? You can read the pain on the faces at the back of the
Okay, they haven't gotten away, actually. 6K to go. McPherson, we're going to use your gel. McPherson, we've lost the wheel a bit here. There's Harden. McPherson, Youngworth, not finding their way through. McPherson's going to waste a lot of energy just bringing Youngworth up. Ooh, we've made it to the front. And we're into that steeper section now. Okay. McPherson, it's your turn. Youngworth, Hughes, Georgiel. 3K to go. Okay, here comes the next acceleration from the contenders. $2K to go. Just a little bit of yellow bar left. There we go. It's gone. 1.4K to go. And we're in one of the strongest positions we've been in a long time. Youngworth, sprint. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Harden, sprint. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Oh, none of them, neither of them can sprint. We weren't far enough forward. And Harden's going to overtake Youngworth, but we're well outside of the top 10, unfortunately. We are in the top 25 at least. So it's only a partial fail. 17th for Harden.
The tail enders are still coming in.
18th for Youngworth. And 36th for McPherson. It was so good until the very, very, very end, when we just had no sprint capability compared to anyone else. The fact that we were still there and we still had energy was amazing. But then when everybody went to sprint, he just blew by us like we were standing still. Sponsor confidence appears to be high. Is it really? Let's find out tomorrow. I think that's going to drop quite a bit. It's actually higher than it was. So a partial failure was better, apparently. I'll take it. We've got a little ways to push for... Oh, it's another objective today. Man, oh man, they're just coming back to back. 1.5 star, top 5, not going to happen. We're going to go to the Joe Martin stage race, which is going to be the beginning of May. So we've got a whole month to cover. And that looks like a tough... Oh, man. Will I have anyone left over the top of that? And that. We're going to get blown out. We're supposed to get a top 10 in that race. There's not a chance. No chance of that happening. That we're not going to get top 30. Or the Cascade. So we are in a bit of trouble. Ooh, the top 25, the Tour of Gila helped. Okay. All right. We'll give it a shot. On to May for the next one. That'll also be into the next episode. And then outside of the Cascade Cycling Classic, I think we're going to be bypassing pretty much all the rest of the races this season. I was saying that I really, really wanted to up the pace. We're going to do a ton of quick sims, and that is the case. We need to get to that signing period sooner rather than later. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe. Bye for now.